Chapter 1204. Five violent spiritual energies suddenly caused a violent howl in the air, making people's eardrums hurt. Looking at how the five of them were immediately showing such strength, the crowd cheered loudly. Yet, at that moment, the blade in Wilbur's hand exploded with shocking spiritual pressure as he slashed downward. There was a loud explosion, and a 10-meter-long, steel-like slash streaked across the sky. The five who were charging at Wilbur were suddenly alarmed as a horrifying wave of spiritual energy surged. They immediately summoned all their defenses and tried to avoid the attack. Yet, that slash was one that contained all types of Wilbur's energies, and it was far greater than sanctuary level in terms of power. It was not something they could withstand at all. Their defenses seemed feeble before that attack and immediately crumbled. With a few cries of anguish, blood was seen in the air. Four sanctuary-level experts and one super sanctuary-level expert suddenly found their heads separated from their bodies at the same time. Their heads and bodies dropped from the skies, splattering on the ground and getting blood on the faces of some of the closer audiences. Suddenly, the atmosphere in the plaza seemed to have frozen, and all of them were in complete shock. None of them could believe that five sanctuary-level experts had failed to stand up to a single strike from Trevor Penn. It was just one slash, but all of them had lost their heads. Everyone was completely stunned as they looked in the air, feeling immense shock and fear as they watched the figure that was holding his sword. Ferris furrowed his eyebrows as he looked at Seymour. Seymour tossed his phone aside, cursing, "I lost again. Once I buy you up, I'll make sure to fire the designer of this stupid game." "Seymour, they're dead," Ferris said through clenched teeth. Seymour scoffed as he hit the golden box next to him. The case opened up without a sound, revealing the strange armor within. The moment Seymour reached out, he pulled the armor over and put it on. It was an armor that only covered the right half of Seymour's body, and there was an incredibly thick bullet chain that connected to the box. Seymour raised his hand, and a six-barreled rapid-fire cannon immediately aimed right at Wilbur. The armor covered the right half of Seymour's body, and the dark color gave it a fierce appearance. In particular, that cannon was a fearful sight to look at. Just looking at the nozzle of the cannon, it was probably enough to bring down a plane. Yet, at that moment, it was aimed at one person. Seymour looked at Wilbur in the air and sneered. "Do you think you're that amazing? What kind of day and age is it? We're in the era of science. No matter how powerful you are, you're still made of flesh and blood. Can you withstand my cannon and explosives? Why don't you give it a shot?" Wilbur said calmly. The crowd at the bottom was shocked as they looked at Seymour's terrifying armor. In truth, even machine guns were probably not that powerful. Just looking at the bullets at the back. No, they were more likely to be explosives and were about the thickness of a child's arm. Who would be able to withstand such a weapon? It was not something flesh and blood could stand up to at all. Everyone suddenly found themselves regaining their confidence, and they started to cheer for Seymour. He was truly one of the elders of the Kiwanis Club. How many people in the world could own a weapon like that? Seymour sneered, "Go to hell, you piece of trash." As he said that, the spiritual energy in Seymour's body started to move, and countless runes lit up around the armor. The cannon started to move. With a thunderous roar, the guns started firing, and the explosives tore through the air, hurtling toward Wilbur in a torrential barrage.